So today we are going to discuss an important topic, file handling. Go to file menu, open new and maximize it and name it to our topic name, file handling dot c, right? So the topic name is file handling in C. That means we are going to handle the files. What do you mean by file? We have a different files. For example, in a daily life, we are seeing audio file, which contains .mp3 extension, and video file. The example is any video file with the extension .mp4, and text file. When you open a notepad and you are going to store any simple text in that, you will open a notepad and you will type something and you are going to save with the .txt extension. Txt means nothing but a text file. And when you are preparing any documents, you will open a Word document and you will type some text and you are going to save with the extension .doc. So that means it contains a document. When you see inside the document, again you will have a text. That means we have a different kinds of files, not only one kind of file. There are so many files. So in this particular topic, we will see how to handle those kind of files, how to handle those kind of files in a C language with a C programming code, how to handle the file we are going to see in this particular topic. Before that, we need to know what actually a file contains. So before knowing how to handle a file in the sense, uh, that means when we are going to handle a file, we first open the file. Then we will do some operations like we will read something from the file, or we are going to store something into the file, or we are going to delete the file, or we are going to append something into the file which is already there. To that content we will add something, that means appending. So, and after doing these operations we are going to close the file. So these many operations we are going to handle on the file. What are the operations? To do any operation, we have to open a file. So that opening a file can be handled by the C program. And when you open a file, you will do some operations like you will read data from the file, or you will write something into the file, or you are going to delete something from the file, or you are going to delete entire file, or you are going to add something into the file to the already existing data. So these are the operations. After performing these operations, you are going to close the file. Opening a file, doing some operations, close the file. These activities can be handled by the C language. So before knowing these file handling activities, we have to know what is a file first. What is a file? A file is a so we will write like important point. A file is a collection of, if you have any notebook, you can write inside that notebook also. After this topic, we have so many programs. So those programs we can directly write or directly practice with the Turbo C. But this is the theory content. You can write into any notebook. So a file is a collection of related data. Related file is a collection of related data which is treated as a unit. What do you mean by this? What is file? File is a collection of related data. For example, I will talk about some files. I will talk about a file, image file I will talk about. So generally we will take so many pictures. Those pictures are images, nothing but images. And those images will contain so many extensions, jpg image, dot gif image, and we have types also, whatever it may be. If you look into the image file, in the image file, you will have the data which is related to image only. That means in the image file we don't store or we don't collect the audio data into image. Into the image we don't store any video data into the image file. That is a meaningless. That means if you talk about image file, a image file is a collection of related data which is treated as one unit and kept inside the image file. The total unit which is related data is kept inside the image file. Then that data we can say that belongs to the image file. And if you trying to store any audio data into the image file, what will happen? That is not called as an image file, because image file should contain only image data only. And if I talk about audio file, so that means you are listening to so many songs every day. For that, we have to download the audio files. Audio files examples are .mp3. .mp3 files contains only audio data, which belongs to songs. So when I talk about audio file, what data it contains? It contains the data related to audio only. We are not going to store some image data into the audio file and some video data into the audio file. Then that is not called as an audio file. When I talk about audio file, it contains only the related data of audio only. Next, if I talk about any video, inside a video file, for example, the example of video file are MP4 or .avi, and so many other formats are there. So all those formats belongs to video file only. So when I talk about video file, a video file contains only the data related to video only. We're not going to store any other Excel sheet data, or we are not going to store any text data into the video file. Video file contains only related data to the video. And we have other files also. For example, if I talk about C file, that means hello.c, that contains data related to C programming only. That does not contain the code of the audio data or video data or image data. We are not going to store into the hello.c. Hello.c is a C programming file. That file contains only the data related to C language code. And we have other types also, and we can talk about Java file also. We have a number of files, so these files are sufficient. So what is the meaning of file? A file, any file, is a collection of related data which is treated as one unit. If I talk about image file, which contains only data related to image only, but not the audio or video data. We are not storing into the image. If I talk about audio file, only audio data. The data which is stored into audio file is only related to audio only. Then that is only called as file. When I talk about video, it contains only data related to video. If I talk about C file, that file is a collection of the C programming related data. So that is the meaning of file. And second point I want to discuss, what is the purpose of the file actually? The primary purpose of the file is to keep track of record of file. The primary purpose of a file is to keep track of record of data. That means we are going to keep some record of data, some related data in the form of record that is stored into the file. And this is sufficient. But by the way, we spoken about record, so that we also try to know what is a record. What is a record? A record is a group of fields. What is record? Actually, what you are talking about, the primary purpose of the file. What is the primary purpose of the file? To keep track of record of data. What file contains? File keeps or file stores the record of data. And what is the record? Each record is a collection of fields. collection of fields. And what is field? Each field again, and field is a collection of characters. Field is a collection of characters or group of characters, and which has a meaning. Which has a meaning. Each group of character is having some meaning. So what we discussed, we are discussing about the what is the purpose of why we need to maintain a file. We have to maintain a file. The primary purpose of a file is to keep track of record. Some record of data we will store into the file. That what that record contains a collection of small fields. If you look into the fields, what fields contain? Field is nothing but a collection of characters. Each group of characters are having some meaning. And we go for a third point. And when you create a file, what you are going to do with the file? We are going to store in the hard disk or in the any other memory we have with the computer. So files are created, files are stored into the auxiliary memory. Generally auxiliary memory or auxiliary memory we will store, or otherwise we will store into the secondary memory. What is the secondary memory examples? Hard disk, and what we have CD and DVDs and DVDs. So these are the secondary memories. When a file is created, for example, a C file is created, or you opened a notepad and you created something and saved with the .txt extension, where you are going to save? You are going to save in your computer hard disk or CD or DVD, which is nothing but a secondary memory. For example, you brought some new movie file, some MP4 file, some audio files you copied from your friend, and you are copying into your system. So when you are copying into your system, where those audio or MP4 files are stored into your hard disk, that hard disk or CD or DVD, which are belongs to secondary memory. Or otherwise we will store it into auxiliary memory, that means into the RAM or ROM, into those memories we will store. But when you store into the secondary memory, those files are permanent. When files are stored into secondary memory and those files are permanent, when files are permanent, we can access the files whenever we want, even after the computer is restarted also. If you store into the auxiliary memories, when you store into the RAM or ROM, it is not a permanent memory, it is volatile memory. So when even after restart or when power is gone, you cannot retrieve the data because those memories are not permanent. So we go to the fourth important point. So here a continuation we will write. When you store into the secondary memory, when you store those files into secondary memory, what we are going to do? We can access. Then that means when you store into the secondary memory, when you store the files into secondary memory, those files are permanently saved. Then we can access, we can retrieve the files whenever we want. That is the main important advantage of the file. What is the purpose? We will store all the data, related data into the file, and that file is stored into secondary memory permanently. When permanently stored, we can access or retrieve the files whenever we want. So that is the main advantage of the file. And fifth point, when you are storing the file into the secondary or auxiliary memories, each file is stored, and at the end of the file, each file is stored with end of file character. Each file ends with EOF character. What is EOF character? End of file character. What is EOF? End
of
of
file.
file, it is a character. End of file, character. End of file character. So when you are saving the file, to represent or to point where is the end of the file, for example, you are writing some paragraph or you are writing some statement, to represent that the statement is ending in this place, we are keeping the full stop. In our C programming also, to point out the statement ending, we are ending the statement with the semicolon. Here also, to point out the end of the file, where the file information is going to end. That end point we are going to point out with the special character, that is EOF. That EOF called as a end of file character. Then whenever we are reading data into the file, that computer knows where is the end of the particular file. And we talk about the next point. What is the next point? A very simple point. So when file is saved, we will open it. Why we are opening the file? To read the data from the file, or to add something into the file, or to delete the file. So to perform these operations, file must be opened first. File must be opened properly. File must be opened. File must be opened properly in order to perform file operations. File operations. What are the file operations we are going to do? We are going to read something from the file. This is one operation we are going to do. We are going to write something. We are going to write something into the file. We are going to write something into the file, or otherwise we are going to append. Append means if already data is there, to that data we will add some more data. That is called appending. So we will read some data, or we will write something into that data, or we will append something into the data, already existing data, or we will delete the content. So these operations we are going to perform on the file. So to perform reading the data from the file, or to write some data to the file, or to append some more data to the file, or to delete the file, to do any operation, first we have to open the file properly. Then only we are able to perform these many operations. So these are the important points which we discussed regarding file. And I want to discuss some advantages also regarding file. Advantages also. What are the advantages of file? There are two advantages are there. The first one is, what is the first one? The first one is, when large volumes of data is there, when large volumes of data in a C program, then we cannot handle it. Then storing the data, storing that large values of data into the files is the good option. Is good option. What is the advantage? When large volumes of data, for example, in the string, in the character array, we are going to hold some 15 characters or 20 characters, or the maximum of 100 characters. For example, if you browse anything in the internet, we will get millions of trillions of data. So millions of trillions of data we cannot handle with the C programming strings or with any data type. So we must store that large volumes of data instead of into C program. We have to store that data into the files, and that files we will open and read into the program. That is the best approach when you are dealing with data. What is the first point? Large volumes of data we cannot handle in the C program. That large data can be stored into file. That file can be retrieved into the C program, and we can read data from the C program into your we can read data from the file into the C program. That is the best approach. So second point, what is the second point? When data needs to be stored permanently. Second thing, when you are storing data into the C program, when C program is destroyed, the data stored in the C program is also gone. But we need to sometimes, there is a requirement that we need to store some data permanently. For example, this notes, this topic I want to store permanently. What you have to do, we have to open a file and we have to type everything into the file and we will save with some name. Then that file is stored into, for example, file handling.c. This is stored into hard disk permanently. Tomorrow also I can open and I can check the data. So when you want to store data permanently, data when data needs to be when data needs to be stored permanently, when data needs to be stored permanently, then we can use files, and those files are saved into hard disk, and those files which are stored into hard disk are permanent. So there are two advantages. First one is the large volumes of data we cannot handle in the program, so that we will store the large volumes of data into files, and those files are retrieved into our C program. Second one is when you want to store data permanently, we will use the files. That is the second advantage. But as I told you, we have a n number of files. We have a audio file, video file, text file, PHP file, HTML file, JSP file, and JavaScript file, and Python files, and we have n number of numerous files are there. But in our C program, we are not going to discuss all those n number of files. We are talking about only text file and binary file, which are going to be discussed in a C language. So what we are going to discuss in C language, in this particular topic, in C language, there are two types. We are going to discuss only two types of files. The first one is text file, which contains textual information, text file. And the second one is binary file. Binary means which represents zeros and ones. Now, first we talk about what is text file. You know everything, very simple topic. What is text file? A text file is a file which contains the data related to text. What comes into your mind when I talk about text? Text is nothing but which contains alphabets, numbers, special symbols, and some etc. characters. So under this, I'm going to write the first point. A text file consists of a text file. What is the example for text file? Open a notepad, and whatever you are going to type in the notepad is a textual information. You are not going to type any audio data or video data or nothing you are going to type. So right, we have a text file. So we will save that notepad with the .txt extension, which contains textual information. So that is the one of the example, and Word document also one of the example. A text file consists of a textual information, That means when I talk about textual information, that represents alphabets, it represents, and numbers it represents, and special symbols it represents, and etc, and some other characters also. So what text file contains? Text file contains textual information. When I talk about textual information, that means alphabets A to Z, and the numbers 0 to 9, and special symbols. That means some star or asterisk, those special symbols it contains. Null character and space characters, those are some special symbols it contains. And second point I want to discuss is, actually when I talk about textual information, alphabets and numbers, the alphabets or numbers are directly not stored into textual information. The ASCII value, the American Standard Code for Information Interchange, that number of that particular, for example, capital A, the ASCII value of capital A is 65. So when I'm storing A into the text file, the 65 ASCII value is stored actually. So same thing I'm writing. Actually, a ASCII value, a American Standard Code for Information Interchange. That code, that organization will give one symbol, one number for every character. So the ASCII code of textual info of the text information is stored into the file. Instead of textual alphabets and numbers, those ASCII values are stored actually. And next point is, the text file contains characters. The text file, when you are storing the textual information, that text file contains characters in sequence. That means when you open a notepad, how you are going to store one character in the sequence manner, sequentially, one after the other. A text file is going to be stored with characters, or the ASCII values of the characters in a sequential manner, one after the other. After A, B will be stored, after B, C will be stored, like that. One after the other, one character is stored in the text file, and text file contains characters in the sequence manner. When it is stored in the sequence, and if you open that file for reading, you wanted to read that file information, and that file is also processed sequentially. That means, and the computer also, that means when you open that file which is stored with the sequence of characters, the computer also, when you are reading that file with the sequence of characters, the computer also process sequentially. When you store sequentially, the computer also process to read the file in a sequential manner, sequentially. And in a forward direction, starting from first character to next character. That means in a forward direction. So these are the important points regarding the textual information. Text file contains textual information, nothing but alphabets, numbers, and special symbols. Actually, when you are storing these alphabets, numbers, and special symbols, not direct alphabets are not stored, direct numbers are stored. The ASCII value of those alphabets and numbers are stored into the files actually, instead of characters. And the characters are stored in the sequence manner. And when you open the file, the computer also processes sequentially, and it reads the file characters in a forward direction. The last point is, we will write the example. What are the examples of text file? The examples of text files are what? We have a txt file, txt file, and C file, which contains textual information only, and some Java programming file. That file also contains textual information only. So these are some examples of textual information. DOC, document files, also comes under textual information. These are the some examples. These are some examples of text file. And when you are reading the text file, or when you are opening the text file, or when you are deleting something from the text file, or when you are deleting whole text file, to perform these reading, writing, and appending operations, the rich set of functions are provided, because we are not writing the code for performing reading, writing, and appending operations on the file. And when you are printing something on the monitor, we are using the printf function. We are not writing the code. We are already existing function printf we are using, and we are printing something. Whenever you want to take some input from the keyboard, we are not writing separate code to how to take input from the keyboard. We are using already inbuilt function scanf. So in the same way, to perform read, write, appending operations on this text file, we will use already existing files or inbuilt files in the C. So rich set of, that means so many functions, so many rich set of built-in means already existing functions. Built-in functions are there in the C language to perform file operations, to perform text to file operations. Now, as we discussed the text file, we will also discuss the binary file, and we will end the topic. What is binary file? Opposite to the text file. Text file contains text, and where binary file contains binary information, which is nothing but 0 and 1. And what is the purpose of binary file? A text file cannot hold large volume of data. So we will store into binary file, because when there is a large amount of data, we cannot store into the we cannot manage in the text file. So it is very easy to store in the binary file, when there is a large amount of data, because what is the purpose? Because the binary file can hold large amount of data easily. That is the purpose. And second point is, these files contains what binary file contains? This file contains binary information, which is zeros right. The second point is, this file contains binary information. What is the binary information? Binary means nothing but it contains
ones and
zeros and ones. Next point, the main the drawback of this particular binary file is only one main drawback. The advantage is the large amount of data, text data or any data, we cannot hold with text files. So that instead of storing into that large volumes of data into the file, we will store into the binary file, because the binary file is able to manage large amount of data. So that is the reason why we are going to store the data in the form of binary into the binary files. And when we talk about binary information, what is that binary information contains? Nothing but zeros and ones. So by seeing these zeros and ones, you can find out the disadvantage that we cannot understand. We cannot. That means the the human cannot understand the binary binary format. That means zeros and ones cannot be understandable by the human beings. That is the main drawback. When we talk about text file contains alphabets, numbers, and special symbols which are directly understandable by the human being. No need to be processed further. But these binary files storing only zeros and ones, by seeing zeros and ones throughout the binary file, we cannot understand nothing. But computer can understand directly, no need to process. So that is the biggest disadvantage regarding the binary file. And the next point, what are the examples of binary files? The first example I want to discuss regarding our C programming is whenever .c file is compiled, it is given to the linker. Before linker, what is the file transformation of the .c file? .c file is compiled and translated into object file. That object file contains a byte code. That means zeros and ones only. So that object file, C object file, COBJ file is the example of binary one. And whenever you are installing anything into your Windows operating system, you see the extension of that particular file. For example, you are installing any VLC player or MP3 player or any antivirus. Along with that antivirus name, there will be a file extension .exe, nothing but executable file. So all the executable files in the Windows operating system are with the zeros and ones only. That does not contain any textual information or alphabets. So the .exe files in the Windows operating system contains binary information. Any other examples? The audio file. So when you decode and see into the audio file, MP3 file, that MP3 file also contains zeros and ones information as a audio data. And when you see the video file also, video file does not contain any alphabets or characters or anything. It contains the stream of zeros and ones only. These are the examples of the binary file. The COBJ file contains binary zeros and ones. .exe file in the Windows operating system contains zeros and ones. Audio and video file also contain the same zeros and ones binary information. And the last point I want to discuss is like how we provided with the printf and scanf predefined functions. Here also to perform some binary file operations. What are the file operations? Binary file operations: opening a binary file, reading something from the binary file, writing something into the binary file, appending something into the binary file, or deleting the binary file. These are the operations. Or after performing these many reading, writing, appending operations, we will close the file, open the file, read the file, or write the file, or append the file. After reading, writing, appending is over, you close the file. So how many operations we discussed? Opening a file, one operation; closing a file, one operation. In between opening and closing file, we will perform reading or writing or appending operation. To perform these many operations, we are given with so many inbuilt functions. Those inbuilt functions, with the help of those programming inbuilt functions only, we are going to perform all these operations on the binary file or on the text file. So same thing I'm going to write like how we written the last point in the text file. Same thing, rich set of or many inbuilt functions. Inbuilt functions are provided in C to handle what? Binary files. So with this we completed the definition of the, what we can say, the definition of the file, and some important points we discussed regarding binary file. Sorry, regarding file, we discussed some important points, and we discussed some advantages, two advantages of the binary file. Next, uh, although we are having so many files, we are going to discuss only two types, only text file and binary file only we are going to discuss in the C language, so that we have a explanation on the text file, and as well as we have a explanation on the binary file also. With this, the today's topic is completed. Tomorrow we start with some basic file operations, and we will go into the programming. So the programming part is very, very important regarding file handling. So, so the session is over, right?